guys are good.
Okay.
Right,
Well,
what are we watching, chat? You've been disconnected.
Right into it. Rage for Shotz to get baby oil added in his bench.
Shotz has a bench. Who gave him a bench? I'm joking.
No, and we'll go into why no in a little bit, because this breaches into the first topic for our community meeting, which we haven't had in a while. I've had to be away quite a bit with a lot of personal stuff.
Poor Ravage, man. He's been going through a lot.
And
he lost a loved one.
It's been a little rough.
My
in terms
condolences.
of like being able to get a lot of projects that I've wanted to do. You guys know that generally I've been pretty available for the people that have known me over the years, and I'm kind of crazy with the amount of projects I can do simultaneously.
Audio issues are expected.
But that usually requires a lot of ADD and the ability to continually pick at a bunch of things. The problem is when you kind of do things in that manner, is that when someone throws a curveball and that gets disrupted, a lot of things start to fall. So
Ravage is one of the nicest people I've met.
With that, but we're back and working now. So
Ravage puts in like so much work.
So the first topic of the day that I have for you all is we have redone the entire rules page for the time being, and I'm not done yet. I have rules for the bad kittens, as you can all see right here. I have a Nyasa, Ramee, Baby Henry.
Why is Ramee listed twice? What has he done?
You know, mostly south, actually.
What's he done?
Cat that's being scolded. And we have a lot of other things going on here, like Benny Cat's Own getting flicked to one of his breadsticks from Olive Garden. And we have Ramee El Catan. Listen, we have a lot of things going on here.
Thanks for 25 months, Ben. Appreciate
on standby after radioing in the PD chase. I think that's Suarez there. That's Peanut. Oh, back there. Oh, hold on. Is that Arya in the back? Oh, it is. This is mostly a joke. This is for comedic purposes.
He hates
This is mostly for comedic purposes, but you guys know I like to have a little bit of fun with this.
Dude, South
we redid some stuff. The high level notes on this, I'm not going to get in too far with this, is we separated actual like out of game harassment from like in game harassment, because we were getting a lot of reports recently that were bogging down the report queues in terms of people just reporting others for harassing them for just delivering on them their consequences for the roleplay actions. And unfortunately, that's not what harassment is, guys. And when we diminish harassment, we take away administration resources to go and do things like, oh, I left some old.
Have I been reported and I've just not known? Now I'm curious.
We take some time to deal with issues that are not harassment that should be put to people who have actual harassment.
Now I'm just fucking like confused.
Ongoing problem. So we've really made sure to highlight that in the rules. I think it's very important to do so. We had it lately highlighted before, but for right now, it's like very clearly outlined that, you know, there's a difference between in-game harassment, out-of-game harassment, and there is now, you know, it's very clearly outlined.
Chat, is Ravage audio all good? Is he the right volume for you guys?
We have some power gaming clarifications with the direct definition, because people were having a lot of trouble with this. We also took out a lot of the things that were embedded in a lot of the different rules sections. We made them their own rules. Some of those things were embedded into power gaming. We also more explicitly spelled out that third-party communications while in the server are not okay.
He said that because that was missing. I guarantee you.
The amount of rule breaks we've had on this recently, and especially with things like the gang app starting up and gang culture. Like, there's a lot of gangs on the server. People were saying there's not a lot of gangs, but you know, based on the gang applications for active gangs we've got in the server, there's a lot of them. I think they've just been on the grind. But third-party communication is not acceptable, and that means not just Discord, but that means if you're in game and you're in Shots of stream, or you're in, I don't know, you're in Chem stream and you're robbing a store.
Damn it!
And you're like chilling with your friends.
Now how I
cupcakes. And those are forms of metagaming, etc. So, all of those things are wrong.
Welcome back, Summer Towns One.
We're going to be really putting our foot down on that stuff. Has been a real big problem. Graphic content. This is something that we had everything kind of embedded into a consent rule, and what we started to realize is that the vast majority of people who play GTA, by them,
I can't stand up.
Either don't read,
I can't stand up. Death to up.
Process information.
Death to up.
Or have a real hard time with nuance and things that are implied. So it's no longer implied any longer. It's very clearly spelled out. You can't ERP on the server. For those who are ERPing on the server, you know who you were, because we've had talks with you in the last week and a half.
Thank you, dude.
You can't ERP on the server. Like, I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's
shut the
not
chat.
something you can do on our
Fuck
server.
up. I am so
body
thankful.
mutilation, we made sure that that's its own rule. And graphic torture. If you're gonna take someone's finger, guys, I'm sorry, but a base level of roleplay is power gaming. And one of the biggest things you can do to power game someone, one of the first things you're taught is, you know, something like, I do this thing.
I fucking hate UP. I hate UP.
And you've done it and it's successful. When you do that, that is literally a base level RP.
I'll get
principle.
to it afterwards, extra.
You just can't go and mutilate people and that stuff. Not to mention the fact that
Open private
things, a lot of people, you don't know what someone's been through in their life.
No UP. No UP.
For what things they've experienced. So when you go up to someone, you want to just start like putting in them into a graphic mutilation scene, right? And you have no consent from them.
Poor Robbie.
You don't know what they've been through, right? And what that's gonna bring out in someone.
Pay for the day.
Honestly,
Ricky Viz reports me.
You need to make sure that people are cool with those things. So we decided to put the mutilation and torture not embedded in consent, but to make it its own rule. And then consent is the only thing that, you know, if you have someone's consent, then sure, you know, you want to cut off someone's finger, go for it. But that is the afterthought instead of the main focus now. It's like, you can't do this. The only way you can do it is this way, instead of you can do things together, but don't do this, you know? And these are the things you can do together if you have consent. So it's more the main thing. Bad taste RP is another big one. We've had a lot of pregnancy complication, COVID, RP, all that type of stuff.
People are playing pregnancy.
When you don't do respect to these things, they're serious.
Wait,
and,
people are role playing pregnancy?
This is something we've wanted to clarify for a while, that people continue
Who the fuck was doing that?
If you're gonna go joke and like you've spontaneously gotten cancer, or you're trying to spread like an ongoing plague or something that's affecting vast amounts of people in the world, I think like it's
role play dives deeper than I thought.
It's bad taste, basically. It is what it says there. I don't want to get in too deep. It's like common sense shit. Like, just don't do it. It doesn't make sense, you know. But if you're gonna like RP the Black Plague from like whenever that was, and the, you know, in the dark times, like sure, whatever.
Yeah, people think they can like force a
the Black
pandemic
Plague,
because they
right?
said that they're infected,
Sure,
so therefore you have to be infected.
I don't know. I think that came up earlier and still a thing. So maybe not.
Make that like a server mechanic if you want to be a thing. But some people
you
just
have to like not do things that are relevant and timely. This is an apolitical and you know, we're supposed to come to RP to escape and not be bringing real world shit into roleplay. It makes no sense. So just give it up.
Oh, here comes my part.
We have made sure to clarify the government rule on like things you can and can't do was like a big blurb of text. So we made it very simple and very direct on what you can or can't do. You know, it's spelling out like the natural power imbalance, how easy it is to essentially power game people in government positions and what you can or can't do. And then
this is
the outright sabotaging of government departments and false warrant info, all that type of stuff, you know, like providing false warrant info to get a warrant approved, you know, when you already know there's a lowered burden on you for those things to encourage role play, or like buying stuff from job vendors that you're not supposed to, and excessive corruption.
Have I ever done a false warrant?
All that stuff is outlined now,
I don't think I've ever done a false warrant.
We added a rule. This one is big for all you people who do conflict, so pay attention.
Screen lock exploits?
If you're out there, Ramee. Okay.
What is a screen lock exploit?
Saw you in chat. We added ladder camping and menu lock bushes. Menu locked ambushes, like we're talking about, like getting people that are customizing in bennies and you're camping those places, camping clothing slots. Like,
waiting to the menu.
That people are in a menu, and we know why people do those things. You know, it's for an easy
dirty.
hostage or whatever. We make sure that's clearly spelled out in the rules. Ladder camping is one that's been requested a lot recently because that's been a big problem. So yeah, I mean, that basically means like just don't camp a ladder and climb up a ladder to be able to hold someone hostage. So, I think that one there is. I think that's a rule on a lot of other servers.
Right. You're telling me there are people in this fucking server that were waiting until people were stuck in a menu to then arrest them? I'm having fucking flashbacks to fucking arresting people in animations back in NoPixel. Like, is that still a fucking thing?
I want to make it clear because we had some people that were surprised when they tell staff to go fuck themselves or put gifs of someone blowing someone off and implying that that's what the staff are doing to any one of our streamers when they put a ban appeal in, then they're very surprised when they get banned. And I just want to make sure that was a lot more clear in the rules of like how you act in a report, and if you decide to be
seems like some people are playing characters out of character for being stupid
and try to do weird things towards staff when you're getting brought in for a conversation. I think honestly, you should not be surprised that you got banned. Also, I wanted to make sure that alts and ban evasion and backseat moderation, this is another thing that happens a lot in our Discord, is dealt with. Staff accountability process, I made sure that was more clearly outlined. And we
there's a long shift
basically use the report system and be respectful when you use it, because the staff are volunteers, a vast majority of them.
There's non-volunteers? I guess
we've added a new interesting rule. Again, this is for the people who might do conflict role play. I won't name names this time in case I upset anyone in particular.
This is
basically we've done something to spice up things on the server a little bit with this one. Basically, if you're taken away and you're executed, something we've seen is people just get back up and they spiral the conflict immediately.
Yeah.
Well, I want to slow that down a bit and see how this works out. Basically, if your character is taken in like a roleplay execution, taken off into the south. If you're taken off somewhere and someone shoots you, instead of it, because no one permas on the server besides Isabel Romano. So I think with that in mind, we had to take some action of like how do we slow things down a little bit in terms of these executions. And basically what we want to do is like, now you can't remember specific identifying details about your attackers, like you can remember the general reason of why they were upset with you or why they did what they did and how you were hurt, you were shot, stabbed, beaten, how many people were involved, basically what they were wearing and the vehicles they used. But it's supposed to be like hazy, like give some intrigue to these things, an investigation roleplay. I agree, Kebun. I hope he does too. He's a
chat real quick. We got to start a timer to see how long a clip of this appears. How long until someone who was kidnapped and is salty is going to say this line? What are you going to do? Shoot me in the face so I can't remember? How long until someone does that? I give it like a week. Someone is going to say, oh, go ahead, bro. Shoot me in the face so I don't remember. I can't wait for someone to say that in game. They're going to be salty they've been kidnapped, and then they're going to drop like the rule line.
Meetings, but I don't acknowledge him.
You're going to shoot me in the face? You're going to execute me?
So I'd take time for him. So basically, anything that would lead you to the immediate result is not okay. So you got to be hazy. You can't come to the immediate thing. RP it out.
I don't think people should talk more down.
The short version of all this is we've shifted the rules from like a very vibe-based rule set where, we left it very open to having more clear enforceable standards. And then on top of that, we had many rules having examples because it seemed people couldn't understand them and apply them to the practical place. And that there is now an emphasis on immersion, not just compliance to the rules. And then we made sure it's very clear that staff discretion on these rules. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it.
Kevin just said
next, one of the big topics that we've had here is the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice has been a big topic for a while.
AI.
Unfortunately, dealt with some personal stuff. And
guys, it's coming back.
Trying to fix this, and it slowed things down. But we're on our way.
Don't forget, I caused the collapse of the DOJ.
The structure of the DOJ is going to look like.
3 oxy pills.
Essentially,
3 oxy pills is all it took, man.
All courts. There's going to be 3 courts. I'm going to make this very simple. There's 3 courts, but it's not in a hierarchy. Okay? These are equal courts.
Would we agree that I'm the reason the courts went down? I started the spiral
here for a very long time. We need to give people the ability to progress, and
I literally started the spiral.
We need to give people the in DOJ RP in general the ability for them to move up and do different things and have individuality and their own special thing, right? Their own, just like the PD has the sheriff's office. I'm sure people want some variety in the court. That is a tea cake. The Bundock's tea cake, which I think only British people and maybe OTT or anyone else from the
I
East Coast
blame
of Canada might know
Hazel
what that
for
is.
the downfall of the DOJ.
The Court of Justice is going to be handling felony cases and traffic court right now. This might change in terms of adding more to it. The Court of Civil Equity is basically going to be civil matters, contracts, disputes, damages. So anything with COC charges, business financial fraud, and any civil matter. Okay? And then the Court of Review is going to be constitutional questions. It's going to be warrant oversight, meaning if you request a warrant, you know, that's who it goes to.
I can't understand Whippy. He isn't using caps.
And they deal with the governmental disputes. And if there's IA level things like
oh yeah, that was a good one.
Now, all of these courts will be able to do some form of cell disputes, and they will be available to do appeals to the other courts.
That was kind of true.
So now this way, unless the entirety of the Court of Civil Equity dates the entirety of the Court of Justice, or the entirety of the Court of Justice.
You might need to speak to people in your chest.
There's many different patterns here. No one's going to be able to claim impropriety in our court system at all, because everything is, these courts are going to hold each other accountable on different matters, right?
There we go. There we go.
I hope this is going to solve things, and then we'll have people ahead of each court. We can even put them in different locations, and in that way, we have proper checks and balances. Everyone is on a unified front, and everything is good.
Chat, right? Hazel did cause it. Chat, it was now, Hazel. It was Hazel.
That brings us to the more interesting part, which I think a lot of role players actually want something like this, but it was never really offered on our roleplay servers in a meaningful way. So we're going to try something.
What are we trying?
We're going to introduce the San Andreas Investigations Bureau, the SIB. Basically, what this is going to be is the state's attorney is going to have his lawyers in the state's attorney's office, but you're also going to have people who can investigate in different areas to help pursue and push these cases. So there's going to be 3 divisions. One, which you already know, which is scam. We're going to move that into here, which investigates business. And
I didn't know of scam.
Wow, I forgot to write anything for scam. I'm an idiot. Scam is literally for business. Ignore what it says there. Is for investigating the businesses and business compliance, real estate agents, all that.
He copy pasted it. Look.
The rest is the ops. Right, is the ops, and the ops are the oversight policy and standards division.
I'd love Cum
to
be here, man.
All government employees for misconduct, and
I gotta get Cum. Crocodiles undercover missions.
And then we have the crime division and the criminal review and investigative methods enforcement. They're going to pursue warrants and investigate and fine-tune.
Cum was the funniest thing.
Criminal prosecution. These are
because I made Cum.
So
and then
what does this mean for CID? Well, this is going to be in a joint task force with CID. So
I made
CID,
Cum, and then I got fired. And then
they will have
Trap Pipe overtook Cum and made it like class
SIB.
2s under mandate.
The SIB will investigate what's brought
to
them,
Cum. I
not what they choose
Cum.
to investigate. Essentially, and the state attorney will determine the pacing and where they target, etc. So what this does is to give civilian RPers who campaign chase, maybe can't drive, the ability to get into investigation roleplay.
I want to be part of
and
ops.
Gives the
can you imagine Croc responding to civilian complaints?
Help do a lot of work that maybe they don't want to do.
Can you imagine?
Maybe the CID doesn't want to go do a full court docket. Maybe they don't want to go fine tune the information they have. Maybe they don't want to put the information down into prosecutable bits, right? That's where these guys come in, and these guys try to fill in the blanks of things that are missing from the investigations that happen. I think this is very healthy and a good thing for roleplay, and something I always hoped would be.
I think it is too.
Be obtainable in roleplay, and I think
this is a good
number of slots we have on servers now, that it's worth giving this a try, personally, and I hope it's good.
I think it's good.
And honestly, this really goes in the part that we really need to make the people that serve in these departments. There was kind of a skew for a long time.
4 years later, I can finally be part of IA.
This in particular. So,
4 years later, guys.
For a long time, people in these departments, we didn't want them to have a personality. We didn't want them to do anything because we wanted them to be impartial, because it was really hard to manage court and charges and all that stuff. But you need these people to be characters, and that's what the server with the DOJ is going to essentially lean into, is that we need people to be able to characters, and we need to protect and insulate these players so they're not into a situation where they can't be characters because they don't have any checks and balances. What is ladder camping?
Did Ricky just say, what is ladder camping? Of course that's his profile picture.
Next up, I just want to talk a little bit about the gang app. The gang app is live and active. We're going to be going through all the gangs in the city, and we'll be coming to you through different organizations. It's been really cool. It's really accelerated roleplay on the server in a very good way. I'm very pleased with how it's going so far. Don't worry about getting left behind. We will catch you up through missions by awarding gang rep. If you're not on there immediately in the first couple of days, you don't have to worry about being left behind because it's going to be faction based, meaning that your faction will get the rewards.
I have BBMC's already on the gang app.
Team game and will continue to be pushed as a team game.
Where is this information?
We have lots of different options, as you can see. There's no hints in here at all, of course, of what someone might do or might not do. But right there is the crux of what
How do I talk like this?
The community meeting today.
How do I talk like
from a development
this?
standpoint of what's on the way are some of the higher end mechanics are on the server. They're just not obtainable for some of you just yet. You'll find the way to get them. But we have a lot of cool things you guys haven't even seen from the patch yet. I also want to point out, on top of that, is
put a hashtag in front of the message and the space.
Other things coming with our next iteration
like,
of development.
What?
That
bro, yeah,
pretty cool.
I know how to scream.
I'm excited not just for 2.6, the things that come after 2.6. Now, if you ask the right questions, I might tell you a little bit. PD has been restructured a little bit.
PD restructure?
Also something worth noting, and is doing pretty good with numbers again. Acknowledge that we've had some problems with PD in terms of, you know, a lot of criminals and civilians feeling like maybe there was
such a shithead, bro.
Some overreach happening. No, you don't get a crumb.
Oh, I thought you were saying no to me.
Also, EMS, you have a lot of quality of life things. Racers, you should have had quality of life just come, and more is on the way. And those are the things I have to say on development right now. Also, I hope that this patch showed that we tried to fix a lot of the problems within the server that people were frustrated about in terms of the economy, in terms of the credit system, in terms of racing, the handling. We tried to rectify a lot of things. The problem is, like I said, I had to take some time off. And the issue with that sometimes is, you know, we decided at a certain point we had a lot of things banked of problems.
That's a dev team.
And we decided it's just better to do them all at once. It wasn't that we weren't listening, it's that we were taking our time to make it right.
Oh, these guys are always listening.
So, with that,
I'm slowing my words.
We will take questions in the chat. What you do is you tag me. Once you tag me, I'll read your question, and I'll decide whether I'm going to invite you up. Look for the request to speak.
I'm too nervous. I'm too nervous.
Question.
I'm too nervous.
And make sure that you're responsive when I call you. You'll have to talk to us on the stage.
I'm not. No, I got nothing to ask. I got nothing to ask. What do I ask? I don't even know what I don't even know what to ask.
That's not a question. I'm kid. Not a question. There's no questions.
What are you eating? Where do I buy it? That's the question.
What
are you eating? Where do I buy it?
Here. Sure, come on.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me eating?
Yeah, I want to know what you're eating. I want to know. I'm hungry.
It's a tea cake.
What the fuck is a tea cake?
I don't know, man. It's a Tunnix tea cake.
Does it taste like tea? Like, how does it taste like tea? It's a fucking cake.
No, it tastes like it should go with tea. That's what it tastes like.
Who the fuck drinks tea? Like,
Ravage is an addict to tea. Whoa.
Look, man, the last people I knew who drink tea was my 90-year-old grandmother, okay? And not even my grandfather drank tea, okay? Are you just showing, like, your old age at a young age or something? Like, how old are you?
Hold on. At your age, you're old enough to still have a grandmother?
Oh, no, she's gone now. But no. So, look, I just want to ask, what are you eating? Where do I get it? How does it taste? The audience wants to know.
It's a Tunnix tea cake. It's a very East Coaster British thing, I think. From what I understand. It's very hard to get.
Thank you for answering my question. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful day, and thank you for all the hard work you do for this lovely community.
And thank you for being my favorite New Zealander.
Well, what the fuck? Oi! No! Get me off this goddamn table. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Okay, next.
This motherfucker.
I mean,
Bro, he put me on the stage. He put me on the
forgotten.
stage, chat. Never told us what you had for breakfast?
Very sick when they passed away.
I had.
It was over a period of like a couple months.
I had
That's what happened.
I had like rice mixed with chicken. What's this?
You see.
That's a
Updates to what? Here, I'm gonna invite you up, Anastasia.
Okay, now I really want to fucking eat that. No, we have these. These aren't called cheesecakes.
Hi. So my thing is regarding the farmers market. As you can see in the feedback, I had to kind of beg for the PD to have a tool to help combat people who wants to do
It does look
certain
good. That actually looks
things in the farmers market, like sell drugs and all. And now they just only got one tool, but is there a way to kind of help? How can I say it? Give PD another tool to help seize it in case they do find it by chance.
Know what tool are you looking for right now?
Like a seize tool that this person will be blocked because they got caught doing like under the business stuff. Like
gang sprays.
A while ago,
I don't
there
give
was
a
somebody
fuck
at
about
the farmers
gang
market.
sprays.
We clocked it, but we tried to call for PD to come, but they didn't. They were selling cocaine in the farmers market.
Yeah, I understand the problem. I just don't understand what tools you're asking for.
Like the PD ability to seize it.
Do I have the ability to seize it?
It just it is destroyed when they destroy the stand, I believe. That's how it works.
I think we already have the tools. I think.
If it doesn't, just make a ticket and we'll get it fixed. But it's supposed to destroy it.
I don't know that because I haven't, I don't know what's happened.
I should have asked for
happened
parking
since the
meters.
changes with the farmers market. As far
take
as
it
I
back.
know from PD
Bro, I
side, from
wasted
what I
my
was told by character,
question.
that
Oh my god.
they could.
Now
and there's
I
on
have an
change
actual
logs that they
question.
could see
I
who owns the
wasted it.
booth.
I have to wait next month.
They could see who owns the booth by their state ID, which is one thing. Which could give them.
There's an ability to destroy the stall.
You never said you only get one. I wasted my
And also
opportunity.
too, for one thing, for people at the farmers market, is it also a way we could probably
I'm
get?
nervous.
I don't know,
There's
a
a lot
special
of
item
people
that
in
can
here.
only be sold at the farmers market. Like anything, it doesn't. It could be it could be anything at this point. Okay, Spaxy, I didn't know that they could do the other thing. I just knew about the state ID thing. That's the only part I knew.
I'll have it
But
ready.
Listen,
like I said,
the farmers market, it really is coming down to just people. I'm just going to say it how it is because I don't want to come up here and just give a bunch of niceties for something that we put a lot of work into.
I want to make it
The
big.
reality of the situation is that people just aren't putting the effort into roleplay. They're setting stuff and walking away. We have looked at things we can do to make people stay there, but this really is an RP problem. This is a problem with people just being shitty at roleplay. And
I've got to load it up. I've got to load it up.
The bare minimum respect to actually roleplay something out.
trust me when I say I love it. Trust me when I say I do love the farmers market. Everyone in the city call me the farm. Like I know you heard me when I said
to report them. Is the point I'm making? Is you need to report the people who are just dog shit. And I can't put this enough or kinder than what I'm saying right now. That this is literally the point that I've tried to make to people since. We've had before 2.5 actually is that people have to report people who are just horrible at roleplay, and they just need to not be on the show.
Because I have at the farmers market, I was there before I had implemented the owner's check, and I will personally say that I was there for probably a whole entire storm, and most people will say, "Oh, we want the owner's check back," but doesn't realize I was there in my character for about 6, 7, for almost a whole storm. Nobody came and interacted with me, and nobody understood what it meant with that owner's check. Like it was okay, but it could have been probably adjusted. But I will agree that there is people.
I'm not getting enough here to work with the techno. That's the problem. If you give me something that's going to be the solution, sure, we can code anything, but we just can't come around here just.
We can code anything. I'm trying to do a flex. My arms went the wrong way.
The problems that continue to fix.
We could code anything.
That's the only thing that you've asked for here, to be honest.
Trust me, I'm so tired because I haven't been sleeping well
just
because
write
of the
something
weather
up and send it
change.
to me. Yeah, just write it up and send it to me.
Okay,
But
I'll DM
yeah,
it to you because, like I said, I have ideas for the farmers market, and like I said, a lot of people know me in character saying that yeah, she's one of the few people who's been keeping the farmers market alive.
I'm not saying
It's
you aren't. I know you are. That's the point I'm making, is that these
no, I
other
know.
people are bad role players and they're taking away from your ability to role play because people are skipping steps and making you irrelevant.
Yeah,
So
and
we
it's
need to
like
make them stop making people like you are putting the effort in.
Thank you, Heart
irrelevant.
Attack Raven.
I was having an event, but because of lack of interest lately, I had to cancel it, and I'm just going to redo it on a later time because I was really looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
Nighthawk, thank
I
you.
have no energy
Welcome
this
back
week
for
for
4
some
months
reason.
straight,
I just
23
really
months.
don't.
Well, I hope you feel better. And just
Yeah,
give me the suggestions. Look, we're
but yeah,
looking at ways we can do stuff better with farmers market, but without like completely taking away the ability for people like you to use it on a regular basis to make
Fuck
it
you,
hard,
Snarry.
like increasing the barriers of entry, which kind of defeats the purpose. We're coming up with we're coming up against a brick wall, and that's just the truth.
I wasted my
if
fucking
people
question.
like you have good ideas, you need to send them to me.
because I even suggested about what if it was a character control thing, but I think Smaxy turned down the idea. If that's how you pronounce his name. Sorry if I butchered it.
Smoshny.
Smoxy? Okay. But yeah, I even suggest if we could, but he shot that down. But yeah, but I
An
appreciate
area
it.
of patrol, like you have to be
Like
around the thing.
more like we're able to manage who controls the farmers market and such because like when we have the random storm after the 2 p.m. storm, the farmers market would be in one location, and then because of the random storm, it throws the whole balance off of the farmers market. But I
Sup,
know that
Whippy?
staff
My
could do
blood
it, but we
pressure
don't know how to
and my sugar
contact
intent.
staff in character
Just
to.
because it's in a different place.
Well, more like the time balance.
Ravage
So
is
let's
standing
say
his
the
ground
storm
on
is
this
at 2
question.
p.m.
Mm-hmm.
EST. Then you have to implement a random storm at 3 o'clock. That changes the time for the farmers market because it's set right now at a 5 to 5.
Uh-huh.
And if that 3 p.m. if that implemented 3 p.m. storm happens, it throws it off for the last storm. The second part of it
Yeah, so you lose
is
2
thrown
hours.
off.
It's good to see someone so passionate about the farmers market.
And
I just wish there was more parking.
Smoxy says an admin or a staff could fix that. But how can we ask that?
Why is that asking for 5 for 5? I'm not even doing a subathon.
Because I don't even think a lot of the admins on server knows they could change it.
Or a ticket or feedback. But the thing, okay, so I don't see that as the problem. It's because the farmers market is limited to days of the week.
No, it's not. It's every day.
Well, now it is because we changed it. It's part of the problem. Okay, so
honestly, I would love to go back to every other day because keeping up with supply and demand for the farmers market, it could get a little bit like, yeah, I'm not going to do it for 2 days and then go right back into it.
I'm waiting until he's done speaking with Techno.
Let's talk about it after because I'm no longer understanding because of the supply and demand is tough to me because it's every day, and then the problem is also that you're not getting enough business. It's like
it's 50-50.
2 points really are very like contradicting. So
yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So let's talk about it after.
Tire.
It's okay. Just give me your feedback later, and then I'll have a look at it. Okay.
All right, no problem. I'm going to probably get like about 20 DMs from people about it.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Right. Thank you.
Press the button. Ask the button. No, he didn't do that.
When do you think we'll be done handling all the gang tables for the gangs? I don't know. We're gonna actually role play it. So
I tried to make it bigger. I sent it. What are your thoughts on introducing parking meters?
I would think most of them could be done, but you never know.
Who reacted? Who reacted to it?
Availability and how
Foley
they're actually around. Skanger, can you sure they want to? Sure, that's a good question. You come up and ask that.
I don't want to ask again, chat. I want to be nice. Hey, no.
What's up, buddy?
Missed. I wasted my chance.
Good man, I'm good. Yeah,
I wasted my chance.
I was just kind of worried, not worried, but inquiring, right? So you guys are looking over who's getting what, and I'm assuming there was a process, right, of applications on who gets the catch-up system, right? And who gets what?
Catch-up system?
Yes.
How
What's the catch-up system?
well? I just got a question: is how are you gonna ensure? Okay, let me figure out how to word this. Sorry, I just read a very disrespectful comment in the comment section there from a really ugly bastard. I was just wondering how much are you gonna keep an eye on it, and how are you gonna ensure that it doesn't, end up in the wrong hands? Just like anyone can apply,
You actually
right?
spell muck?
Is there some sort of system
Yeah,
that's
because
gonna be put in place
because
where
I'm trying to
if people
counteract
aren't
the
providing
cum.
the correct role play, that it can be taken away, or how's that gonna work?
Yeah, it'll all be tracked. Also, we're not going to give anything to anyone that has been around and is just looking for a free handout. And you'll be happy to know as well that most people didn't ask for like money or reputation catch up. Most people actually just asked for like gang shell or gang clothing, normal things. So there actually wasn't a bunch of people just being rats coming for money. And in a way, we put that option there also to check to see if people were coming in bad faith.
I just
right?
realized
The only
Ravage's
people we
profile
wanna give
picture
money
is
and
touching
reputation
grass.
catch up to is people who haven't been around. People
It's
who
only just
didn't come to
occurred
play
me.
because the grind was so hard at the beginning. And those people I'm okay with helping out, right? People that are good role
Yeah.
players and people who've played in server. We're doing a deep dive on all these people, so it's no problem. It'll be fine.
All right, thank you, buddy. Yeah, so I was wondering. I was my only concern. Thank you, bud.
No problem. All right.
I don't ask again.
Well, I was gonna invite Vadris up here, but
He's got more
some reason
important,
I can't.
more important people in line.
they're not in the town hall. They must be watching the stream. Can you please add speaker to the phones? We have been working on it and working on it a lot. It's just we broke everything and then we didn't pick at it again because we wanted to work on other stuff. Anything changing with combat, such as reach? All the guns changed quite a bit.
Yeah, they
Our factions
fucking
will be
have.
divided up. They are being divided up by us literally putting a big grid, looking at who the most active people are, looking at gangs that fit the factions first of all, and we're going to approach them on those gangs first, and we're going to let RP develop naturally. If someone says, does something to piss off one of the gangs, the door isn't closed for the factions. We're also looking at things like, do you put, I guess, Hades and MSR in the same group?
PD doesn't have shotguns.
Faction, probably not. Like things that just wouldn't make sense and would be very imbalanced.
No one else has a shotgun.
Because we just
I don't see
let
the need for it.
a bunch of tables be able to go on the allowless server. We all know what happened. Everyone would flock to the one faction, and that would be it. And then the same faction would win over and over again. So that's how we're going to balance things. Let me see. How do civilians apply for the new branch of investigation when we appoint a status attorney, which we're looking for right now?
They said they were working on DOJ. Do we have people for the DOJ?
Are there going to be ops attorneys? Sure, Doug, come have
It's
a chat.
Doug.
What's up, nerd?
Call me a nerd.
Yeah. So basically,
Remove him. Take him down.
You lost
Take him
OTV
down.
the election, so don't even talk to me.
No. Do not bring that up. I
Ask your question,
carried
let's
that fucker.
Holy
He was carried
shit!
on my spine
Holy
the
shit!
entire way.
Oh.
I
the
saw your debate
entire way.
performance. He was relying on you
Damn.
and you fucked up. All right,
No.
your turn. Let's
No.
go. What's your question?
Right, continuing. If the characters, state attorneys are to back up characters,
Where'd the thing
can
go?
it be so instead of having lots of OC selection thing like has been going on with the DOJ stuff, straight to just the in-city interviews applications
What's he talking about? I wasn't paying attention.
instead of just going around some OC background with it?
But there's literally in character interviews of the justice candidates we shortlisted.
Yeah, I'm saying that. I agree all of that. But instead of having it so it's a process that's going all the way through Discord and all that, like to get it streamlined,
I didn't know
straight
your
up,
profile picture.
just
I
in
do.
city the next
I need
day.
to photo
nice and
shoot
quick.
again.
The only reason the process was long is because I had someone pass away. That's literally it.
No,
Listen,
no,
it's
no.
not going to be a big deal. We're just going to go and we'll shortlist someone for state's attorney, and then they will do the hiring for the
Not with that hair.
departments, and it'll be fine.
So
gonna be
it's
okay.
like Chief
I
Justice
know.
position, they select it. It's going to be the same as state attorneys.
the same state attorneys.
Same with state attorneys. So the head state attorney or whoever state attorney then selects it going downwards.
There's a lot of
He
people
will
in
select
here.
people.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
or
second
her,
question, same
whoever.
topic. Ops, crime, and scam.
Huh?
Are they all going to be separate, like, divisions in it? Or is it going to be a state attorney will be a part of those three things.
The state attorney will oversee it like the commissioner oversees the police.
Okay, so it's separate. So the ops will be a part of a separate people, the scam will be a separate people, and crime will be a separate people, overseen by the state attorney.
They'll all be departments or agencies, yeah.
Okay.
The way they want to.
Thank God Ravage doesn't know about my bad hair.
Yeah, right. That's all.
Thank God, chat.
Well,
thank God no one knows about my bad
haircut.
haircut.
To do all of that.
Yeah.
Which I think is the best way to do it.
Mm.
All right, you got elections to lose. Get out of here.
Okay. Okay, that's defamation.
Okay. Riley Manziel.
Hey, just wanted to quickly ask about the a little bit more about the execution thing, because I don't know if anybody else was confused about it, but is it specifically just like when you get executed and nobody comes and picks you up, or is it like even if EMS or PD get to you and bring you to the hospital, you still won't remember?
You just don't remember.
It's if you're like down executed, if you're put into the down state, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it is just when you are down, like when you are down. It doesn't matter whether or not PD come picks you up or not, or okay.
No, it's when you're down.
All right, no worries, that's fine. Yeah, I think that's all. And obviously, I assume anybody who kind of like sees somebody getting kidnapped or whatever, and then they get executed later, they can help them fill in the blanks. You know, wherever their memory may be blanking.
Yeah, just role play, basically. Just
exactly,
role play out being hazy, be a good role player. You know, just go through the steps of trying to reclaim your memory with them, but don't be the.
I think that's a good thing, Chad. I just muted them for a sec. I think it's a good thing that, like, if you go into the down state, you don't, like, have a perfect fucking memory of like, who's doing what, right? Like, I hate it when, like, people get shot in the fucking face and then suddenly it's like, yeah.
Just has to do with your criminal record.
They just perfectly remember everything. It's like, where's the consequence? Where's the consequence?
Can we harvest locals so we don't have to put people through the torture and mutilation I carry around house decor to help with having body parts? Okay.
That's a question.
Maybe. Kind of weird, but
I'm a chatter. I'm a chatter. Look, I'm chatting. I'm a chatter.
There's some freaks that play GTA, huh? Okay, Wes Clark. Is just saying, making a clarification. Yeah, I can talk all about ATC apps if you want to come up.
Oh, never mind.
Thank you. Yeah, just looking to see if there's any updates on aviation and ATC in the city. Very much looking forward to that.
It's all done. And it's ready to go.
I would say by BBMC, I remembered more than I should have. That's my choice for injuries.
Or buy helicopters.
It depends. Does it like extend roleplay?
Done in a different way. So the ATC won't be with the actual commercial part of it. So you'll get parking spots and all that. You'll rent out of the ATC place, and there'll be an option for you to legally park a car. But there's a flight ceiling on the map right now. You probably see it, and that alerts.
I don't care about too much about aviation. But chat, I think if you get fucking shot in the face, like chat, I think there's a difference between like you're in like a 3-car convoy and you get into a shootout because you're hunting someone and then you fucking go down, you know, and then you rush to the hospital and then get back out again. I think there's a difference between that and when fucking the BBMC kidnaps you, take you to a mountain, have like an hour-long dialogue with you, shoot you in the fucking face. You know what I mean? I think there's a difference. I think we need to add weight. The way you add weight to like executions. The way you add weight to shootouts is having a consequence to shootouts. Currently, no one fucking roleplays any consequence to being shot. Myself included. Multiple cops included. Multiple criminals included. Pretty much everyone on the server, besides like 10 people, don't roleplay consequences. And I feel like shootings don't matter because there are no consequences for shooting. Everyone remembers everything. No one permers, although that's a hard one to ask. And yeah, no, simple. I just think that, what's the word I'm looking for? If you want to bring back weight on shooting someone, you need to roleplay injuries. You need to roleplay haziness. You need to have a consequence, a cooldown. You know what I mean? Instead of just fucking, oh, I got shot anyways.
I would do that just for the chaos, but I doubt anyone uses them. When are we going over the new? I've already granted a ton of people news access already, and we'll continue to as people actually like post
Did
stuff.
Whippy ask that?
And they message me after they posted
muted,
stuff on L and everything, then I'll activate you a news agency.
Did he say something about parking? Wait.
Again.
Wait, did he say something about parking?
Okay. You know what, Lucid Vibe? Come on.
What did he say about parking?
Hey, can you hear me, man?
Yep.
Sorry about the mic quality. I'm currently at work right now. I just wanted to speak on the application process. I've been an admin on other servers where we have
He
to
said
give,
he can do it? Oh, okay.
Explanation on why someone was declined and pretty much just kind of direct them on what to change to give them more of a better opportunity to get on the server. I've had a couple of my viewers reach out and be like, bro, I got declined for just needs more detail, and that's all it says. And then they tell me the question and what they said to add a lot of detail to it. And basically, my suggestion is I think it would be great if, say, 1 or 2 questions were failed on an app, if you gave somebody the opportunity to reapply without purchasing another subscription to do so. Especially in today's economy, not everyone can afford to do that. You can look into my account. I didn't fail an app. I purchased the platinum.
I'm gonna shave your head.
Everything that was required.
You cause chaos either way.
There's a lot of people that don't necessarily have the means to keep purchasing an app, but they may have the great roleplay experience. They may just not be the best writers. So if they were given another opportunity because they only failed 1 or 2 questions, it might.
I think people will use them
with the,
once PD enforces them.
People be more motivated to get on the server. I know you guys have a crazy queue in the daytime, which is amazing. I was just thinking that if it's like 1 or 2 questions, maybe that could be basically like a reward. Like, okay, you only failed 2, we'll give you another shot to see if you can actually complete this and fix the 2. And then if they fail like 3 or more, I could understand needing to purchase another app at that point because there isn't that many questions as it is. So if you fail 3 out of how many there are, that's a little much. I get that. But
is this an application
a lot of different people saying like it would help them, financially and more motivation because, when people get declined, sometimes they don't even want to try it again. They lose the motivation and think it won't happen. So I just wanted to see what you thought about that.
I hate when people
I understand where you're coming from.
I hate when people say croc with a K. It absolutely drives me fucking insane. It's CROC.
I'll look real good to people and just have a hot take. These are great. But when it comes down to logistics management, you said you managed a roleplay server or administrator on one. Did you get, and this is a question, when you've put paid applications into your queue, did you get over 150 to 200 applications a day?
Croc, yeah.
Yes, I was an admin on Sanctioned, which is FaZe Silky server, and Big X. They're 2 pretty big.
Well, hold on, I'm not done yet. And they were paid applications that were given 150 to 200 applications per day. New ones, not like resending applications per day. Hey,
fucking South.
Yes.
Okay. Now, next up, unpaid applications. Were you getting 1,500 per day over a sustained period over a year or more?
At the time when I was an admin, we didn't have the unpaid. It was a $20 application, just flat out, and we had like a team of probably what they were called testers, the ones that read the applications. There was about 40 of us. And that's why we were able to get through apps a little faster. But as far as unpaid, I was not on the server at the time when that was available. And to my knowledge, I didn't see anything about there being unpaid apps on this server. Is there?
There was for a very long time. It's because you brought up the point about having to pay and that it being a tough economy, etc. The reality is here, man, is that we just do not have the ability to look through the amount and threshold of applications that were coming in prior. It just was impossible. And I've done this a long time. You're talking to a guy who's done this for a very long time, has run like multiple successful servers. And the logistics of what you're asking for just is not there at the moment. And listen, I want to give everyone a fair shot. I don't want people to pay and feel like they have to pay to play to come to Prodigy, because that's not how it should be. We do have avenues available for people to come and get recommended, but the reality of the situation is, if you expect our administrators that are volunteers,
pay will suck.
But the amount that we have here to be able to go through and
it's a good barrier to entry. It's a good barrier to entry
a day, and then on top of that, give specific, detailed feedback for 2 to 3 questions to give them retries on top of it. You're talking about us
I just want to post a picture of my pro and say get good. That's really toxic.
Going
That's
so
really
far behind on
toxic of me.
applications that it's just not going to be possible. We're going to be
welcome
selling
milk
people.
salsa.
It's just well for us at that point to close
Welcome.
applications entirely.
Welcome mix
and that's
salsa.
just the truth. I'm not trying to be mean or condescending, but
Second chances for failed
what
apps.
you're talking about is like a short term or short time paid application queue. What you're talking about versus Prodigy, which has been around for over 2 years and has not had that queue or amount of people or
creator
ever die
Onyx.
down in terms of the amount of people that apply. It's just different.
I'm curious,
and that's what I'm trying to spell out to you. Is like, I don't think you understand the amount of applications that come in here. And I don't think a lot of people do, and how difficult it is for us to deal with. It's just impossible. There's not a good solution right now. We make the applications way harder.
I love. Thank you, admins, for giving me this. By the way,
I make the application so hard that it's like such a barrier for entry that becomes a different problem for people. Where accessibility becomes the question.
I thank the admins a lot for. Oh, now it's stop! Shut up! I don't want to join. Go. Where is it? No, stop. Okay, chat. I love the admins. I want to thank them for giving me that pro. I don't pay for it. I get it for free. They trust me with it, and I thank them every day for it.
All right. Well, yeah, I appreciate and understand your response. I completely respect it.
Thank you, Mix Salsa.
I can see what you mean by the amount of applications and not putting as much of a detailed response in it, because at the end of the day, a lot of people have been role playing for a while, and even if you haven't, you can learn in different various avenues, YouTube, Twitch, reading the server rules, asking other people. You can learn ways to be able to understand role play more than having the moderators tell you what you should fix. I get that. My main thing was just the, say they failed 2 or more questions, if they could just have like 1 free shot, because you had mentioned, like not dying down. The server that I was an admin on, it was 2 years about. I know you've been doing it for a while and it's been longer.
Guys, did you know I was an admin?
And there was constant influx. It was
I used to be an admin
for apps, and we just gave people
I was an
2
admin.
tries, sometimes 3, depending on if they actually had like a ton of experience in it and if they explained it really well. We just gave them more than 1 shot. I understand if that's just not a potential possibility at all right now, but I just thought I would throw it out there for the ones that are passing like their entire app and failing 1 or 2 questions. That's all. If not, that's totally understandable.
Listen, like I said, I get where you're coming from, and as someone who is a streamer and looking to make a statement for karma, great statement, but not practical. I'm sorry, man. It's just not. And
no,
I
it
get
has
where you're
nothing to
coming
do with
from.
me being a streamer. That's just my look at it. I don't care if I streamed or not. I just was explaining that like I'm hearing this from other people and I agree with it, but it's fine. Like if it's not able to be done, that's completely understandable. I understand it's your server at the end of the day, and I respect how you want to run it.
Not my server. The reality here is, and I get where you're coming from, but I'm a no bullshit guy, and I can tell you that doing what you're suggesting, I can just tell you, it's just not possible.
Who I know Ravage doesn't own the server. Who does again?
So
I forget who owns it.
I don't want to.
Ravage is just like the lead on it.
Oh, that's a great idea. We can look into that. When I'm not going to, because it's just not possible, because we've tried.
Loaded is a company, right?
The server degraded at such a level that it was not even.
Is Loaded a company or a person?
That's just the truth.
Yeah, that's not fun for anyone. So if you've ever tried that and it just didn't work, I get it.
Yeah.
And thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you too. Okay. I think that I'll take one more and then I'm at time for what I want to do today. Ricky Riz had one, and then
we gotta get Ricky on there, man. Management company? Okay. I gotta set up the Prodigy Twitch overlay, man.
I don't think anyone wants my answer on the clubs.
Ravage made sure I had access to it, and then I never set it up.
Is there any real good question here that people want to bump? South needs to be next. Where is he? He hasn't even typed. I can't even see him to invite him.
Then I'll tag him.
Who the fuck is Maddie?
You blocked me. Bro, Ravage blocked South.
Yeah, I'm trying to find South. I cannot find him.
South says you blocked him.
I'm not going into any more detail on factions. I already went.
That's fucking
I might
funny.
have blocked South.
That's fucking hilarious.
Is he tagging me?
Bro, that's
Weird.
insane.
Hold on, do it again. Oh no, I found him. I didn't block him. Although that's a good idea.
Did you block me?
No, I wish.
I don't really have a question. I mean, kind of more of like an announcement. See, I don't like being up here because every time I come up here, all I do is just get shit on.
I haven't begun to shit on you, Sal.
Every time I come up here, all I get shit on by Big Skanger and Rem Dog and Shots, and I just get shit on the whole time. It's not even worth being up here.
Okay, come on.
I want you to know that I was chat GBTing how to gain respect in a Discord community meeting. I literally chat GBT'd that in the middle of when you were talking. Because I get none.
I think the funniest part is you think ChatGPT is going to help your dumb ass.
It is. Be consistent. Communicate clearly and honesty. Support others. I think I nail all three of those.
You just supported Skanger and
man.
everyone else right there by trashing him before you start. You failed that one right off the bat, buddy. You want to start over?
Yeah, let me start over.
I love the personality of Self.
Now, there's a lot of speculation. I just want to get some community feedback here. We're starting up a new gang, you know, and we were really thinking the squirts.
I love how Discord thinks his profile picture is orange.
What people thought about that.
Because he's
And this gang is going to be led by, you know, a few of us. And so it's like we pull up on some Conflict RP. We're like, yeah, he just got squirted on.
You know what I mean? I think that's a good idea because every time I talk to you, it's almost like my brain, like the, you know, like the whole like brain juice just squirts out of my head because I'm like literally losing brain cells.
Okay.
I think
well, you know what? See,
that's a great name.
So, you know, Ravage, I didn't have a question. They were just bullying me in chat, so I don't have a question. So
please ask your question.
No, I don't. Well, actually, I do have one question.
Please ask your question. Please.
You know, there's been a lot of speculation that we should make RizCoin have just a single dollar amount for one day with an ability to clean out cash out. Now, I was just thinking to get a head start around some of the other people in the city who do.
Ricky has
like a $1 sale day.
RizCoin,
That's literally how you get the gang table is up north with fucking RizCoin.
Are you being serious?
Yes.
Bro, just became rich.
Yes.
You know, I was told this yesterday, and I went all around the city. I went to Paleto Bay 5 times yesterday. I went to Paleto 5 times yesterday, and I could not figure it out.
Why the fuck would it be in Paleto?
I don't know.
It's in the tunnels.
12 different gangs about to have
is this meta?
table
if I take this information and go in the city
Yes.
go there?
Yes, it is.
So what do I do now?
What is this?
You just told me. Am I supposed to not know?
Yeah.
Bro, about 20
20
gangs are about to have the table now.
There's like a gray area here. I'm just not understanding. Go ahead and just take me out of the call, okay? Because I'm not understanding.
So that concludes the community meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
He didn't even hesitate.
And great weekend.
Bro, he was on the button.
I'll talk to you all later.
He's gone. Okay, chat, we're done. We're done. Shall we leave? We leave. All right, we're good. We're done. Okay, you were kicked for being AFK. Well, that's a dang fucking shame. Oh, I need to join the fucking queue. Okay, chat. What do we think of the meeting? What did we think of the meeting? I think I'm glad that they outlawed ERP, but I'm gonna say it as it is. Chat, if you're in a relationship in real life and you ERP in the server, you're cheating. I'm sorry. Just because you can't just go around saying, "Oh, it's my fucking," you know. You just can't go around saying, "I'm playing a character, babe, and when I'm flirting with this other girl, I don't actually mean it." Can you imagine if I applied that shit in real life? If I had I do have a girlfriend. If my girlfriend, what the fuck am I meant to say to my girlfriend? When I go flirt with another woman in the server, you have to forget, you're not in a roleplay protective bubble. The server rules don't apply here. You can't go flirt with another girl in character when you have a real life spouse. Actors, they're doing it for a job. Okay, they're like they're doing it for like a grade A, like Hollywood one and done thing. These guys are improv doing it out of their own volition. Those guys are reading a script for money. People are choosing. The difference between roleplay is that it's not scripted. You are choosing under your own volition to go and engage in that conversation and do that ERP. No one's forcing you to do it. No one is forcing you to ERP. When you take a contract for like a movie job, and it's not improv and there's a script, you have time to talk about it with your spouse. You have time to talk with the directors. You can plan what you're comfortable with. You know, you can take all those decisions to make sure you meet a mutual ground. But people who just get into the server, find a fucking woman or a man, and then just start flirting with them or being sexual with them when they have a spouse in real life, it's cringe. Oh, so no one ever role plays that. 100% of the times I've seen people 100% of the time it is real. Besides like 2 outliers. Okay, if the amount of stories I have in my head, if I were to speak, it would end up on live stream fails. You think Diva Jilly was a lot. You have no idea about what else there is. Okay? Like chat, like you guys have no idea about the earth behind the scenes. I know, and like I will never speak on it, but the drama that I've learned from so many people that you would never expect. I'm gonna shut my fucking mouth because none of my business. So we're just in the queue. We're 1 out of 207 in the queue. So I just hate ERP. So I don't want to fucking see your boyfriend, girlfriend fucking shit in the server, man. I'm here to play. I don't want to see that shit. So, and like people who are role-playing pregnancy, dude, it reminds me of those like public gangster servers where they have the girls like running around like a child on their stomach and shit. So